Hey guys, thanks for whacking on that thumbnail. This weekend I saw Ghostbusters, the new one, not the old one, starring Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. And guys, this is with a K review. I'm Victor. And you know what? I didn't review Batman v Superman. I didn't review the new Ninja Turtles, but I reviewed this movie. Yeah, this movie. And you know what? I thought, hey, it sounds like I'm being mad. It's really, wow, I'm really coming off as being angry. I'm not. I am divorcing myself.
With a K review.
It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
So if you guys thought that people were angry about the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new RoboCop reboot, or even the last Indiana Jones movie, that anger has nothing on the anger towards this new Ghostbusters movie. And I want you guys to know something. In the beginning of the video, I said I'm divorcing myself. And that means one thing in particular. I am trying to see this movie as a separate entity, as something separate from the other two movies that were made back in the 80s, because those two Ghostbusters movies, those were amazing. I loved them. They just had so many different things about them that I loved. The chemistry between the characters, even like the computer animated images were just amazing. And you could take those movies, and you could put them in theaters now, and you could still have people like them. And this new Ghostbusters movie, yes, it is a female reboot. Yes, it has different things than the first ones. And yes, people think that it's horrible. And are they right? Partially, but let's get into that a little bit later. Now, this movie actually has a lot going for it. I mean, it has a pretty decent cast. You know, you have Leslie Jones, she's from Saturday Night Live. You have Melissa McCarthy, and she's had a few good movies. Actually, her movie The Boss this year, I actually really liked that movie when I thought I was going to hate it. And you have Kristen Wiig's character. She's damn, I mean, I like Kristen Wiig. She's great on Saturday Night Live. She's done great in a ton of other different movies. She does have that quirky sense of humor in this movie, and I enjoy it. You know, I like her playing that character. She does a really good job at it. The only person that I don't know really anything about is Kate McKinnon's character, Holtzman. Like, I have never seen her in anything. I guess she was in Ted 2. I don't even remember her, but really, her and Leslie Jones are kind of like the centerpiece of this movie. Not because their characters are great, but because they actually could have been written better in the movie. And when I say written better, I would just probably add more explosions. And you even have a really great director in Paul Feig. He's directed movies like I Spy, Bridesmaids, Heat. I really like him as a director. He has the ability to do good female characters. He has the ability to do really good action. And I thought he might have been a really good fit for this movie. Again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Now, what's really important about this movie is that you know that this movie is a complete reboot. Remember way back when I was reviewing like Total Recall, and I was really angry about how they didn't include anything from the previous Total Recall movie? Well, I didn't know something when I did that review, that they were strictly going off the book for that movie, and they redid it. They did all things new with that movie, so technically they did it closer to what the original was. Now, in this movie, I'm really weird on this comparison, but stay with me. In this movie, they are paying a lot of homage to the rest of the Ghostbusters movies and the ethos. But this movie is completely divorced from the actual Ghostbusters movie, meaning that they don't have, like, the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters are not in this movie. They don't exist. There are some cameos. I'm going to tell you this. There's one person that did not cameo in this movie because I believe he refused to after he read the script. But in general, that's the one really good thing about this movie, because it doesn't try to be the original Ghostbusters. If you go into this movie thinking, oh man, I'm gonna see Venkman and Spangler and all those other guys, I'm gonna be, my childhood will come back and I will love it. This movie is a summer movie. Strictly a summer movie. It has some stupid comedy in it. It has characters that aren't really brought out very well. I think that this movie it's decent, but it's also not decent at the same time, because it really goes into that regular summer kind of blockbuster. You go in and you see these characters on screen, they have a couple funny quips, and they go through this little adventure. I mean, the movie even starts out, like in this really great paranormal stuff that's happening at this house, and then they have that first scene where the ghost barfs on her, which was great, and that really sets up the whole movie. You see everybody come together, and everything is great, and you think, okay, now they're going to start really good character development, but the only character that honestly goes through anything is Leslie Jones's character, and she just honestly, and I mean this with absolute no weirdness or stupidity or anything. She honestly feels like they put in there as the token black woman. Like, I think her character could have been written so much better. And the same thing with the character of Holtzman. Like, she's fun, she's quirky, she's great. Like, I would have liked her to really lead out the entire movie. But it was a point in the movie where I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't feel scared. I don't feel like happy. Like, it's kind of like a normal summer movie. And trust me, it was really awesome to see a lot of the stuff that they were paying homage to, especially Slimer in the movie. And Slimer has a great person that's added to him in the movie, which I thought was pretty awesome. But really, with all the tongue-in-cheek stuff and with all these female comedians and the director who's directed a lot of other good movies too, I didn't feel like the story was really up to par. And really, it was the bad guy in the movie that I didn't like at all. Like, it didn't make sense on what he was doing and why he was trying to bring ghosts and stuff like that. He was just evil to be evil, and it's never brought out. And the other characters are never really brought out either. And I kind of left the theater thinking, this is a reboot movie in a different image, but I feel like I didn't really get much out of it. I feel like I should have seen this movie for cheaper, but it doesn't mean that it's a horrible movie. It just means that they were just restarting the series altogether. So, Ghostbusters, the new one, I think I'm just going to give it a 2.5K, but I'm going to give it a super slimy 2.5K because I think that, not that it was slimy, but that this movie actually had a lot of potential. And I think for the second one, if they do make one, that they're going to do a good job. I would say go see this one in theaters for the cheapest price possible. Don't see this one in 3D. And you know what? When it comes up on streaming, I would say put this in the top 20 for like a good Friday night when you want to see a new original take on the Ghostbusters. And just before I go, just let you know that the original Ghostbusters movie had way more heart. I'm divorcing myself from those only because I want to review this movie as this movie. I don't want it just to be trash on it because comparing it to the originals. This is a separate movie. Please remember that. And yeah, and thanks guys for watching my review. I really hope that you guys stick around for my next review. I'm super sorry that I didn't get it out in time and all this other stuff, and I've been really lazy and I've been setting up my new stuff. I don't know if this looks any good, but I really do appreciate it. Make sure to whack up there if you want to watch any of my past reviews. Whack right here if you want to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a little whacked out comment below and let me know what are some of your favorite lines from the first two Ghostbusters movies and what really made those movies great for you. Like, what were the scenes? What were the feelings that you guys really liked? Let me know in the whacked out comments below. And yeah, never forget, if you don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off. But thanks for coming back and seeing me. Ba-da-na-na-na-na.